Hello. Today I'm going to discuss how you can analyze a memoir to develop alternative endings. We will use a technology tool to generate this memoir. Depending upon different outcomes of key events, you will direct the tool to generate a completely unique memoir. We will be using the Pathway2Code platform, which uses readable computer instructions called pseudocode. This type of computer code is more like English than a programming language. You will write instructions that will produce the memoir. Please use the Chrome browser to access the site. To get to the platform, type https://www.pathway2code.com. That's the number 2. On the home page of the Pathway2Code platform, click on the login button in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. On this login screen, enter the specific class, username, and password provided by your teacher. After you have successfully logged into the Pathway2Code platform, you will be shown this screen. The screen is in 3 sections: exercise description, instruction panel, and the output area where the results of your coded exercise is shown. Select the exercise for memoirs, and clicking on the exercise option in the menu bar, select assignment, then memoir. You can resize the exercise description by using the resizing icon at the bottom of the description section. The exercise description shows an analysis of the "I Escaped a Violent Gang," a memoir is told to Kate Bailey. The analysis is presented in a flowchart. This type of chart has different paths depending upon answers to key questions or decisions. The memoir is available by clicking on Lessons in the menu bar, and then clicking on the memoir name. The flowchart can be translated into pseudocode instructions, shown in the middle of the screen. These instructions can be performed or run by the platform to produce a result. The instruction set shown here is very general and is being used as a placeholder for your memoir details. For example, the introduction of this memoir is just the words "introduction text." We can run the exercise just to see the type of output that is our goal. To run the exercise, click the Run button on the set of tabs in the right of the screen. The instructions cause the computer to ask if event 1 occurred. We will answer yes this time. The output is simple: the introduction and ending 1. Let's do this again, but answer no to the first question. In this version of the memoir, we are now asked another question. Let's answer no. Our memoir now has an introduction, some additional actions labeled as the body, and then a different ending, ending 3. Let us take a quick look at the flowchart for our memoir. The first box is a rectangle, the shape that is used for information. The first box represents her early family life and environment and includes her knowledge of a murder. This situation leads to the first key event or decision in our analysis of the memoir. Should she testify against a gang member? If she decides to testify, the flow in our chart moves to the right and lands on ending 1. After ending 1, we flow to the bottom, where our memoir now can be described as the introduction followed by ending 1. If she decides not to testify, the flow in our chart moves down and more actions take place. In our chart, these are labeled as the body. These actions lead to a second decision or event, Each answer here leads to a different ending. As we flow down the left side of our chart, we see results of the memoir: introduction, then body, and then ending 2 or 3. Using the chart, we can now make pseudocode instructions that carry out the purpose of the chart's symbols. The instructions are numbered and will be followed in order by the computer. The first 3 instructions simply select the colors that will be in our output. Line 4 defines a section of text for our memoir. Each section has a variable name and a block of text. The variable name is a way to refer to this block of text in other instructions. To build our memoir, we will change this text to be a brief description of the beginning of the memoir. Once you have entered all the text, click Update. You will now see the beginning of your text shown in the instructions. Line 5 is an instruction that will pop up a box asking the reader or user, that is the person running the instructions, to enter information. Click on this instruction to change the information being requested of the user. Here we will ask the reader if something happened. In our example, we will ask the user if she testified against the gang member. The next instruction does the work in the diamond symbol of our chart. It instructs the computer to compare the answer given in the instruction before with the word yes. This instruction asks for the 2 items to compare and the operator such as equal. Again, we will compare the variable answer to the word yes. While entering information, be sure to use the right set of capital and small letters. This part is case sensitive. Some examples are given in the prompt box to highlight this concept. This instruction leads to one of 2 sets of instructions, those after the then and those after the else. If the reader, user, did enter yes, and then instructions 7 and 8 are followed. If the reader entered anything except yes, the instructions 10 to 18 are followed. Following the flow of the path, when the answer variable was yes, we now define the text of our first ending. Type in the text for the first ending. Line 8 now combines the intro and ending 1 into the complete memoir. This instruction sets memoir to be the combination of introduction and ending 1. Press Update. We can now enter the information for the else block of instructions. Defining a body block of text, ask another question, define ending 2, define ending 3. Our last instruction is line 20, where we instruct the computer to show the text of our memoir on the screen. The instruction states which variable to show, its font size, and how many letters per line, to help set the margins we want. We have now finished making our instruction set and can test our work. We click Run. Our first test is answer yes to the first event of testifying against a gang member. The Output tab now shows our memoir with the introduction text followed by ending 1, text of her turning back on the gang. Our second test is to give a no answer for the first question and a yes answer to the second question. Here the output shows us ending 3, as we would expect from the flowchart in our set of instructions. Click the Save button to save your work at any time for your teacher's review. A pop-up box will confirm that you have saved your work. We are now done with our memoir. I would like to show you a way you may add your own instruction. Let's say we want to ask our reader-user if our name should be at the end of the memoir. To do this, we would prompt the user that question. To insert a completely new instruction, click on the instruction just before the location of the new instruction. In the prompt box, click on the new instruction. You now see a list of all the instruction types. We will click on the input string to ask the user to enter a string of information. If we wanted to have the user answer with a number, we would have chosen the input prompt command. We can now enter the prompt text and variable name of answer as we did before. Again, we can check if the user entered yes, set our name line, and wait and add it to the memoir. Test our instruction set again and check that our name appears when the user enters yes to our last question. If we change our mind about the last line, we can delete instructions. This is done by clicking in the red X after moving your mouse over the right side of the instruction. If you are done, press the Submit button below the instructions to send your work to your teacher. Thank you for watching this video. Good luck using the Pathway2Code tool to develop an instruction set that can produce your memoir based upon the reader or user's answers to key event questions.